What's good, everyone, and welcome back to another video. We are going to be making my midweek lineups. So I say lineups, sadly we only have one lineup. When we look at my cards for the midweek, we have got the Rosario stack. That is the new boys that obviously I picked up for teams to play across the summer. Thankfully they've got midweek games so they can help me out. We've got we've got my new Koto Watambe, who's obviously my J-League reward that I won the other day, and then Yimichara as well. So this is going to be lineup building and a little bit of scouting as well, because I do actually need a player to put in the team. Obviously we've got the European nights at the moment, but with the requirements for European nights, I do not meet those requirements due to the fact that it is only the European teams, and obviously the European teams that are in the competition at the moment being Champions League, Europa League, Conference League. They're all pretty good teams. They all have quite expensive lineups and stacks, and I think it's going to be a very challenging division to compete in. So what I'm going to be doing is there is a few games. We've got the Brazil League kicking off this week. We've got some Argentinian games. There's a few J-League games, so on and so forth. We're just going to be putting the one team in for this week. So Jorge Born will be going in goal. Then in defence we have Facundo Malo or Carlos Quintana, both AA rated. They are playing at home as well, so both have a decent chance of a clean sheet. When we look at their scores, obviously Carlos is a little bit older. Last game shot 51, game before that goal and assist, game before that shot at 50, did obviously get a red card in that game, which is why he missed the last game. Pretty decent scores, especially if we look at his home record, so always something to consider. Averages a score of 60 at home. And then we have got Facundo Malo as well, who didn't play as well in the last game, but like I said, very important to take into account the home record. Last few games at home, 30 AA, 40 AA, 15 AA, 40 AA, averages 21 AA, 55, and obviously Carlos averages 23 AA with scores 60. Both good players. I could potentially put them both in because we do have this extra spot. We will see who's there. We're going to put Carlos Quintana in there, and then we have got our midfield. Now I could play, by the looks of things, people starting, it will be either Victor Mallorca or Yimichara. Yimichara is a card that I dislike very much within the game, to be honest. He has just cost me so much recently. When we look back to the other week, big chance missed, maybe miss out on a reward. His scores okay. They are away from home though, and he doesn't have the best of matchups. Victor Mallorca is actually coming off of a goal scored against Athletic Mineiro. Didn't play against River Plate, was subbed, but then came on for this game here. 60 points, 7 AA. Like I said, obviously he is at home. We did buy the Rosario stack for the reason being that they are a pretty strong team at home. He scores an average of 56 points, coming off a goal in the last game. Hopefully he's pretty confident, form's pretty high, so we'll be putting him in the team. Then the issue I have is I don't have a forward. When we look at predicted lineups, chances are Martins is going to start, or Severa. I do have Severa, but Severa is a midfielder. Martins, I could go pick him up. L15 of 36. He played in the last game, came off the bench, did play against River Plate. Not the best of scorers. No big chance to miss, I don't think. No, just not enough game time. He's not really a player, as you can see, that's shot too well on Sorare. He does meet the requirements for my Rosario stack, and of course he's likely to start. Now, obviously, Oliveira is who I really want to be playing, but it says he's not injured, but going off of data I've seen recently, He is most likely still injured, but if I could play him, I would love to play him because, like I said, his home record, plays in that cam position, gets good AA. Like we look this year, they haven't lost at home, so it is one of them. But what I will be doing is I will put in Facundo Malo in as my extra, hopefully clean sheet. You know, if they keep a clean sheet, there's 10 points there, 10 points there, and a decisive action there. And it does leave me with 37 points left for a forward. So, now this is where we do a little bit of scouting. This is where I look to buy a new player. I have a little bit of funds in the gallery. I can obviously sell players as well if need be, players that I am not using. So, we want a player that's a forward with a game week this week with an L15 of below 37. Score average 37. We'll go by valuation ascending. This is normally how I like to do it. So, we obviously want players in that A have a card. So, always useful when scouting. Make sure they do have a card in the game that is on sale. So, you can see there's quite a lot at the moment that do not have a sale. At the moment, they've got rare cards but not limited cards. When do we get to... There's a lot of cards. Wow. Here we go. This is where we start. So, let's make it a little bit easier for myself. Apologies, guys. I want to make this a little bit of a shorter video, but we want them to come up. We want them to be a starter, realistically. I'm not too fussed about the league. Preferably, obviously, Argentinian league or the... We'll pick leagues. I would like them to either be Premier League, MLS, K-League, J-League. We're going for leagues that are going to be playing over the summer. Primera. What else we got? Chile, Chinese League. I think Liga Pro fits in there. And the Brazil League. There we go. So, 57 down to 15. Perfect. So, 15 players that can fit in here that are quote-unquote starters. And looking through, obviously, yes, we want to go for good cards. But, for example, this guy here, he's 10 quid. I'm not going to buy a 10 quid card just for one game week. Yes, he does come from Celtic, plays for Charlotte, scored a goal on the weekend. But we want a card that will go into the gallery, that we can use, that's going to help us out, that's going to put us in a good position, preferably with decent matchup as well, that has some potential longer term utility as well. So, for example, Julio Fulk has plays for Santos, has previously done pretty well on the site. Not a bad card, not a bad option, you know. I'm not looking for mega points here, like, we're just looking at enough points that they're going to be a player that starts, going to be a player that plays and does what we want. This guy takes my eye. J-League, played 100% of the games recently, which is good to see. Does start in cam, does play quite a lot, which is always a very good sign. So he's got potential. We've got this guy here, 28 years old, plays in at striker, would also link with my Jock Deng that I have. Now I do want to make sure that these players are playing because I'm pretty sure Jock Deng did not show up for me here. So we are going for game week 4, 6, 8. I think potentially it may not have registered. Well, it says there's one. That narrows it down massively. So it says we have one player here who fits the criteria. Plays for Botafogo. Was playing for Olympic Lyon, which is obviously quite a good sign. Shows that he has potential to obviously be quite a good player in the league. Coming in at £3.27. Now, is that... Let's clear. Let's make sure everything is max 37. It may be that he is the only option we have as a starter. We'll put a substitute in there as well. We have 5 options. So we have got, they are playing at home as well, Botafogo, so it does interest me. We have got Benfica, obviously Arthur Cabral playing, but that season coming off to an end. This guy here does not have a card, and Ronnie plays for Las Palmeiras. I'm pretty sure are a pretty good team. Yeah, they do win a lot of games. Played the last game. He doesn't look to be... He's got some decent scores on him, to be honest. Currently coming in at £5 mark. So by looks things, Jeffinho is going to be the player that we are going to go and pick up for nice cheap £3.20. As long as he starts the game. So let's quickly check for Botafogo. Brazilian League, Botafogo are playing at home. And Jeffinho is 90% predicted to start in this game, which is good to see. And it's always nice to have a player that can be playing for a little while as well. Like, we look at his matchups, they'll be playing over the summer, which is nice. And I don't quite know exactly how long my Rosario stack is going to be quote unquote injured for, especially the forwards. So we'll go pick him up and he will go and sit in the team just there, and Jefferson will go in with the Rosario boys, and that is going to be my midweek lineup. So hopefully we can grind Thresh. I will probably go 340 due to obviously the home advantage. Fingers crossed we can do what needs to be done. Get that $8 reward, win a card as well, and hopefully I'll be bringing a rewards video to you guys as well. But as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying all the content that I'm trying to pump out at the moment. If you're new around here, then please drop a like on the video and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.